welcome to Broadway.com's Live at 5, as Paul says, in the heart of Manhattan.
In the heart of Times Square.
Oh, Times Square, gotta be specific.
Right.
You
Yes.
can't tell, but it is Wednesday, March 11th, matinee day.
It is.
And I'm Caitlin Moynihan.
And I'm Ryan Lee Gilbert.
And over there we got Miss Lindsay Sullivan.
Well, celebrity.
Celebrity status.
Yes.
Yes. And who do we have here
Guys,
today?
we have some Riverdance friends with us today. We have Patrick O'Mahony and, Anna Mai Fitzpatrick with us today.
I love Riverdance.
I know you do. You are. Look at you wearing green and everything in honor of
I
such the
wish I
event.
said I didn't plan it, but I 100%
Absolutely.
did.
Very exciting stuff.
Before we talk to them, though, we're going to do today's top news.
One of my favorite people is doing something amazing with two of my other favorite people, and I'm so excited about it that's as coherent as I'm gonna be for you.
Yes. The office was an emotional mess
Honestly.
finding out this news. So we were talking about Kelly O'Hara. I'm assuming that's favorite person number one from Lindsay over there. She's going to be taking on the role of Mother in the upcoming Actors Fund concert performance of Ragtime. Yes, lots of crying. Of course, this performance is dedicated to the memory of the late Marin Mazzie, who we all adored and love. She originated the role of Mother. This will be happening at the Minskoff Theater on April 27th. Of course, as we've mentioned before, it'll feature original cast members Audra McDonald and Brian Stokes Mitchell, as well as Peter Friedman, who will all be reprising their performances from the musical. I don't think I have to give you a debriefing on who Kelly O'Hara is, hopefully. She won a Tony Award, of course, for The King and I. She was recently nominated for Kiss Me, Kate, which are both roles that Marin Mazzie has performed previously and since then. Also, rounding out the Ragtime Concerts cast will be original cast members Mark Jacoby, Stephen Sutcliffe, Lynette Perry, Judy Kay, Jim Cordy. They have all been announced. We're all obviously very excited for this. We all adore Ragtime, and Kelly is, a vision. So this is really exciting stuff. So April 27th.
And this throwback film fave is getting the musical theater treatment.
This was
exciting.
This is such a good movie. So Rami Michelle, which we all know the movie, but Rami Michelle, the musical, is holding developmental labs / presentations in New York City now, because it already had its world premiere.
Yes, exactly.
And
now
so
they're just still tinkering.
They had a little tinkering moment, but they're going to be some industry workshops, which means it's not open to the public. It means they're trying to get that money. They're trying to get producers and investors on board to help make this happen, and that's happening on March 18th here in New York City. Courtney Wolfson and Stephanie Renee Wall, who starred as Romy and Michelle during the show's 2017 world premiere at Seattle's Fifth Avenue Theater. Name the musical that just had its world premiere there, but that is now on Broadway.
I cannot.
Mrs. Doubtfire.
Oh, thank you.
There you go. Pop quiz.
Done. Look at that.
I'm Andy now. He does that all the time.
Yeah, look at that.
But that happened in 2017. So 3 years later, it's still churning.
So,
musicals take a long time, you guys. There's already producer Stephen Sousey confirmed that they're trying to make things happen. They want to have an off-Broadway run with aims to come to Broadway. So that's the goal.
Broadway aimed
has a book by Robin Schiff and a score by Brandon Jay and Gwendolyn Sanford. And of course, it's based on the 1997 film. So this workshop staging will have a bunch of new songs, a series of book rewrites, and an all-female band.
There we go.
Heck
That's
yeah.
what we like to hear.
So hopefully we'll have
exciting
some updates.
Stuff.
That's so fun.
We'll keep you posted.
Expecto Patronum and expect great things from Canada.
That's right. This is, we got the first round of casting for the Canada debut of the Tony-winning play, Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. This will begin performances later this year, October 23rd, at Toronto's Ed Mirvish Theatre. The company will be led by Trevor White as Harry Potter, Trish Lindstrom as Ginny Potter, Luke Kimball as Albus, Gregory Prest as Ron Weasley, Sarah Offal as Hermione Granger, and Thomas Mitchell Barnett as Scorpius Malfoy. Additional casting, because there are more roles there, will be announced at a later date, but people are very excited to see Harry Potter and the Cursed Child in Canada, and you should be, because it's amazing.
Do you think they're going to say, what is that thing Canadians say? Oi? No.
What do they say? I don't know. I'm not from Canada.
A. Oh, they say A.
Oh my gosh. Yes, so yes, great
Harry
Canada
Potter,
impression.
And I love Kristen Bell, but if this Gossip Girl reboot needs a voiceover actress,
Oh
my gosh. Wow.
We're all losing it on this Wednesday. But yes, of course. Wait, I'm supposed to talk about this, right?
Yeah.
I totally just lost that. Okay, yeah. So this is super exciting. So Gossip Girl.
Gossip Girl. It's
It's
being
coming
rebooted.
back.
Everything.
It's coming back, and it's going to be HBO's streaming service, HBO Max.
Mm-hmm.
And we got a whole lot of Broadway
Yeah,
stars
scooping
are
them up.
there. So Adam Chandler Barrett.
Yep.
Brat.
Mhm.
Nailed it. And Tavi Gevinson, who
Yes.
are both going to be in Classic Stage Company's Assassins, which is sold out and has been extended many a time.
Yes,
so
that's coming up.
both of them are in it, and now they're both going to appear in the new Gossip Girl reboot, which is super exciting. And they're already joining their fellow stage star Jason Gauthier.
Jason Gauthier.
Who is
We
going to
love
be
Jason
appearing
Gauthier.
off Broadway and in between the lines.
Yes.
So let me tell you, these guys,
They're
they
just-
are
they're
booked
taking them all.
and busy,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
now they're heading to TV, which is fine as long as they come back to Broadway.
Absolutely. Deal.
So excited for that. So there are some goodies in this new season announcement, you guys.
Yes, we got season announcement for Off-Broadway's primary stages. We have the initial lineup. 3 productions have been announced for the 2020-21 season. Included in this slate of shows is Clarence Koo's world premiere drama On That Day in Amsterdam, which was scheduled but then postponed. So now it will be closing out the season.
Happening.
Yes, so that will be happening in March and April of next year. But before that, they've also, it's really exciting, Primary Stages is moving back to the 59E59 Theater after spending some years at the Cherry Lane Theater, going back to the original home. Launching the new season will be Peerless, happening in September to October of this year. It is a dark comedy written by Jai Park and directed by Margot Bordelon. Also, Karen Hartman has written a new drama called Roz and Ray that will play in November and December of this year, and that centers on a single father and his hemophiliac sons. So always exciting for a new Primary Stages season. Yeah, so really excited for that. There are some other great things that you
So
can
many
check
good
out on the
things.
site right now. There's a new Show People with Paul Wantoric. He talks to Mark Kudish, who I just saw last night in Girl from the North Country. He's amazing, as
Girl.
always.
Love it.
There is a great backstory feature on Company.
Yes.
So Company is back on Broadway. You've heard all about it. The sort of gender mixed up
Trina Lake, y'all.
yes, version of Company, so you can read all about the history of that show. We had our first look at Hangmen, which is coming up.
so excited
Me
for this
too.
show.
Me too. That's going to be a good one, so you
Good
can find out.
series.
Also, we have photos because it was the very first battle of the new stars of Mean Girls, including Sabrina
Yay!
Carpenter and all those new people.
And Chad Burris.
who we got to talk to a couple of days ago. And also photos of opening night of Off-Broadway's 72 Miles to Go. You can check out
Amazing.
all of that stuff very soon.
Not yet.
But not yet, no. Because we have some wonderful guests
We
coming
do
up.
have some
Yes.
wonderful guests. So, Ryan, I'm going to bid you adieu. Go
I'm-
wash your hands.
I'm going to. Thank you so much.
Lindsay, could you please tell us about today's guests?
Yes, I would be honored. Joining Lindsay Sullivan and Caitlin Moynihan in the studio are Patrick O'Mahony and Anna Mai Fitzpatrick. They're here to talk about the 25th anniversary concert of Riverdance, which is playing a week-long run at Radio City Music Hall. Both Patrick and Anna Mai are lead dancers in the company and have too many national and international. They have too many international and national titles to name. I can't even say the sentence because they have so many titles because they're amazing. Follow Patrick at Mr. Patrick Mahoney and Anna Mai at Anna Mai Fitz. Please leave all your questions in the comments below and please welcome Anna Mai, Patrick, and Caitlin.
You guys!
Oh, this color scheme. Okay.
We are the Irish flag.
Literally.
We didn't plan it, but I really just love that this happened. We're all on the same wavelength. You guys, okay, I love Riverdance so much. This is really like crazy. Riverdance 25th anniversary, Radio City.
I know.
What is happening right now? You guys had opening night last night, right?
Yeah.
Take me there. What happened yesterday? What was going through your mind as you guys were performing? Take me there.
Well, when we all stepped on stage for the first time, it was very overwhelming. I think there was a couple of tears. But last night was just, like, I'm speechless about it. It was absolutely a dream come true. I think the whole troupe felt that and embraced the audience and just soaked up all of the performance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the show, we had our director and we had Bill Whelan, the musical composer, and then we also had Jean Butler, the original female lead.
Wow.
So they all came on stage and had a speech, and everyone was crying, and we all got off stage after the performance, and we were all just hugging each other, and it was amazing. It really was. And there was such an atmosphere in there, and it's so big.
Yeah, it's so
It's
big.
so big.
It's so big.
I was gonna say, because like you both have been with the company for a really long time, since 2017,
Yeah.
right? In 2012
Yeah.
for you. So you guys have performed kind of everywhere at this
Yeah.
point. But what does it mean? Because Radio City is kind of like, she's a big deal.
Yeah.
You know, what was that like when like? How long did you guys know you were going to be performing at Radio City? When did you find out that was going to happen? Or was Radio City like an iconic thing for you guys? Or
We kind of heard like when they were we heard about the 25th anniversary
Mm-hmm.
tour happening. Kind of heard in the grapevine, that Radio City might be happening, and so we were all hoping that the tour would happen and that Radio City would happen, and then we were sent out the schedule and we saw Radio City and we were like, no way.
I know.
So
And a week-long performance.
And a week-long,
we're-
yeah.
Oh, it was amazing.
when you guys go on tour, how long are your usual like stays at a place? Usually one night onlys or like weekends?
It
no,
depends.
like this tour we started the 5th of January and we've had 2 weeks of maybe 2 or 3 cities a week.
Okay.
Everything else has been 1 city a week.
Wow.
Yeah, which is nice.
That's nice.
You get to unpack your case for a little bit. Hang up some clothes, you know.
Yes.
Yeah.
So have you guys performed in New York before? Yes? Or
Not like New York.
New York, not the
but-
city.
No, not the city, but yeah, we've done the state before.
Wow.
I never have.
Yeah, you never have either. So was this your first time in New York City, or have you guys been before to just like hang out?
No, we've been
Yeah.
here.
You've been
Just
here
on
before.
holiday.
Just like, okay, but
Yeah.
so how does it feel now, like coming back and knowing like, I'm
Yeah.
gonna be what are you doing tonight? I'm just gonna be performing at
Yeah.
Radio City. Have you heard of it? It's a new venue.
we're
What was
walking
that
up
like
to
for
work.
you guys? Yeah, walking up. What goes through your mind? Like how are you guys like emotionally dealing with this?
I think I'm just like taking it a day at a time. Like I'm trying not to be on my phone and actually experience it and like take it all in, because it's something I'm going to remember for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
And I just want to be fully here in the moment.
And I always think like down the line and say 20 years, 30 years from now, and we all have kids and
Yeah.
hopefully grandkids and whatever, and be able to tell them, like, oh, your granddad performed in Radio City or your grandma, I think.
Yeah.
That's so cute.
Yeah.
Special.
That's so special. And both of you guys are lead dancers in the company, correct?
Yeah.
So can you take me through the steps that it takes to become, obviously you have to be like an incredible dancer, but do you join the company as like an ensemble member and then kind of work your way up and
Yeah.
audition? Can you guys kind of break that process down a little bit?
I think it's different for like each person. When I joined, I was a troupe member for 2 years, and then I got trained in just a few weeks before we came on tour. So
Exciting.
yeah, it's all very new to me, and I'm still getting used to the role. But that's been my journey.
Yeah,
So
I was
fun.
with the company, so I joined 2012, and then I started lead in 2017.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, so you've been doing it for a minute. We
Yeah.
know. We got professionals here, you guys. Don't you worry about it. And both of you guys started dancing at a very young age. Like I think it was like both of you were like 4.
Yeah,
And you were
I
like,
was 4.
was it always like you knew this type of Irish step was what you wanted to do, or did you dabble in other dancing before you're like, nope, I want to do that? I don't know what to call
Well,
it.
in Ireland, it's kind of like a thing that you do, like you go to school
Mm-hmm.
and then there's like an hour where a dance teacher comes in and takes all the kids and, you do your little bit of Irish dancing. But then like, if you have a knack for it, then you'll be brought to like a private tutor, and
Mm.
then that's kind of like your after school thing that you do then.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, so we kind of took it a little bit extreme and
Yeah. Went
You know.
the furthest we
Really
could.
went for it, you guys.
really went for it.
So did you ever like do any other type of dance, or was it like gung ho? This is
You
it.
did.
I did ballet for 6 years.
Okay.
And I kind of was one of those kids that did a bit of everything, like gymnastics but
Yeah, I wasn't
picked
allowed.
the Irish dance, really.
Really?
No football, no nothing for me. It was just
Yeah.
dance. That was it.
Eventually, my
Wow.
mom was like, "You have to pick one, and commit."
Yeah. So like throughout school, when you guys both in Ireland for most of your schooling, or did you moved here to Virginia at one point, right?
Yeah, I was performing in Busch Gardens. Yeah.
I love Busch Gardens. This was so exciting when I read that. I love Busch Gardens.
Yeah, so I was there. I moved there in 2004.
Okay. Cool.
And did 6 or 7 seasons there with
that's awesome.
another dance company.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
So is River, like for me, like Riverdance, I have like such vivid memories of like putting in the VHS and watching it. And like whenever my parents, if we rented like a fancy car for vacation that had the TVs, like that's like my very vivid memory of like Riverdance is like no, I just remember being like, my parents being like, this is never happening again, so don't get used to it. And we're like, Riverdance. So was this company something like, when did like Riverdance, the company, first kind of get on your guys' radars?
So obviously 94, the Eurovision happened. I remember being in bed at my grandma's house, and it was school the following day or something, and she called me. She's like, Pa. She used to call me Pa. She'd be like, Pa, get up here quick, because we had no clue that this was happening, you know. And I just sat there and I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. So like from when I started dancing to 94, 8 years, we didn't know that, you know, you could turn Irish dancing into a profession.
Yeah.
So then obviously 95, they brought out the touring company, and I was like, oh, I can actually leave school now and, you know, do something that I actually love. Yeah. So it kind of drove me to become a better dancer and try and get into the show.
That's awesome. So that was was Riverdance kind of like your like, I got to do this? Yeah. And now you're here. Yeah. And you're playing Radio City.
And I'm a lead dancer in Radio City. That's crazy.
That is full circle if I have ever heard it. That's like, I'm tearing up. Oh my God. Like that's really crazy. Yeah. Anna May, when did you first kind of like Riverdance hit your radar?
So my mom saw the Eurovision, and I wasn't born yet. And then she kind of like, she was blown away by it. She didn't know what she had just witnessed, but like that, she like had goosebumps when she watched it. And then she took me to go see the show, and I was probably about 6 or 7. And at the time I was already Irish dancing, but I just fell in love. Like I didn't even know what I was watching at that time, but I kind of grew up then around knowing that Riverdance was something I really wanted to do, or like it was the dream. So yeah, I've come full circle as well.
That is really crazy, because I feel like Riverdance as the company and as the show itself kind of has elevated this type of dancing into like more like it's like, I think Riverdance itself is kind of international. Like people call the style of dance Riverdance. So especially for you, Patrick, because you were dancing pre-Riverdance. So what was that like for you to kind of see that shift in recognition and like? So
Riverdance kind of made Irish dancing cool, because when I was dancing, obviously it was like only girls did it, you know, and we got bullied at school and got a lot of bullying because of being a dancer and stuff. So then Riverdance came out, and
those strong guys and those silk shirts. Come on.
And when I was dancing as well in competition, we wore kilts and we had jackets and stuff. So there was never like, oh, he wore trousers and a shirt. So then Flatley came out in a trousers and a shirt that night, and it changed the competitive side of it as well. So then all the kilts were gone and everyone started wearing trousers and shirts. Wow. So, you know, Riverdance made Irish dancing cool and kind of stopped the bullying. And
come on, and now you're like, look, I don't know. Look at how my legs can go. That's crazy. So what are you guys doing? Could you have any downtime in the city? Do you have any things you have to see while you're in New York? Or?
Oh God, everything. Yeah. I was just in Ground Zero there. A friend of mine came over to see me for the week. So myself and Mary went down to Ground Zero. Cool. We're going to do Brooklyn Bridge tomorrow. Yeah.
Oh, Brooklyn Bridge is so pretty. Yeah. You're gonna love it.
And we've got all day off on Monday as well.
Oh, so. Good. So a lot of exploring. Or are you gonna be so tired that you're like, I just need a minute?
We'll power through.
We're getting up early.
Yeah.
Amazing. I'm going to open up. Lindsay, do we have any questions from the people that are watching?
Absolutely. The people are so interested. Anna, because you guys have been everywhere, Anna wants to know for Anna, both of you, what is your favorite place that you guys have been and why?
Nice
Good question,
Anna. I'm probably the same one. I'm going to say Shanghai, China.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to say Tokyo.
Wow. Oh my God. How long were you guys there for?
Tokyo for a week.
I think we were in Shanghai for maybe 5 days.
Yeah.
I know that Riverdance is such an international thing, but we kind of put it like that. You guys get to kind of represent Ireland and this very specific type of dancing literally all over the country. Yeah. That is really, is it different at home in Ireland to be like, oh yeah, I'm in the Riverdance? Does it get you some street cred? I feel like I would use it all the time, be like, no, I'm in Riverdance. Sorry. Do you guys ever pull that out or no?
Sometimes.
Good. good. I'm glad you do.
Oh, we
The
try to skip the
honesty.
line and something, you know.
I can show you.
I have a show to do, you know.
Can I just please?
Yeah.
That's amazing. What else, Liz?
I'm obsessed. So Nicole, who's a dancer, wants to know. She's a dancer.
Yeah.
I don't believe a river dancer. How does sort of the wellness routine of a river dancer differentiate from that of a dancer? What is kind of your, as briefly as you can explain, like your day-to-day life?
Wow.
Sort of making sure you're
Well,
fit.
we
Good
always say
cue.
that like the work never stops because it's like a full-time job looking after your body, you know. You're always fueling correctly. We take like ice baths, we recover well. And it's all about maintenance, I think, is the main thing.
We're both personal trainers as well, so
What?
you know.
Casual. What don't you do? Okay, sorry.
So we've learned a lot about the body and how the body works, and like the proper foods to take, and proper supplements that we take. You know, get that vitamin C into in your fish oils.
Yes.
And
Rest.
rest, sleep is so important.
Yeah. So
How many hours a night do you guys sleep?
Well, the last few days.
3.
Usually I'm good on 6 to 8 hours.
yeah.
Cool. That's the recommended amount.
Yeah. I usually my eyes open on 6 hours, and I'll try and stay in bed for the 8 hours.
Do you guys have do you have like a crazy morning routine? I feel like, are you guys people who like wake up at like 5 a.m.?
No.
Okay.
No.
I'm an
Anime?
night owl,
Oh,
so,
okay.
yeah.
I was gonna say, you guys be the people like, yeah, I wake up at like 4:30.
If I had a
really
9 to
start
5,
stretching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
because we work so late,
Yeah,
like we
we
don't
work-
finish.
Yeah, how
till-
long are your shows?
Well, it's a 2-hour show, and we
Non-stop,
finish. If it's a 7:30 show, then we
Yeah.
finish at 9:30, 20 to 10.
Yeah.
So by the time you wind down and go to sleep,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
late.
Yeah, no. And like, I feel like you're just like bugging.
Yeah.
Like you're just,
Yeah.
your
See,
body's
last
like,
night we were
just
like-
did that.
Yeah.
Like this in
it's
bed
so hard
from
to
what
just settle
happened,
down.
you know?
Yeah.
That is
Such a high, like you just
Yeah.
come off and you don't want to go to bed. You
Yeah.
just want to keep
Yeah.
going.
Oh, amazing. Lindsay, could we do one more
Let's
question?
do it. This is a really good one. So I think it's resonating with our audience what you said about getting bullied for wanting to be a dancer. What is your advice to people that, and not just in that space, but you know, you guys are in such an amazing space right now, doing your favorite thing in New York City.
Yeah.
What is your advice to? I guess Jarrett wants to know, like young people who have obstacles in the way of their dreams, or people saying you
Wow.
can't do that, or you shouldn't want to do that.
Wow.
Don't
Good
listen
question.
to anyone. You do what you want to do, you know, and you power through. And I know as hard as it is to hear all these words being said to you, or, you know, speak to somebody first. First of all, speak to your mom, speak to a teacher, whatever. Don't be afraid to open up about what's
Yeah.
happening. But I went through it, and I got to the other side of it, and look where I am now, you know. So, and the path is there for anyone to take it, you know. Like, just do it. Just
Yes.
forget about what's going on around you.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
amazing. And do you guys ever like hear from? Obviously, there's a lot of dancers and as river dancers. Is that what you guys call yourselves, river dancers? No.
Irish
They're like,
dance-
no.
like as you said, like
No, we don't.
Performers. That's what-
yeah.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
I would. You
River
guys are much
dancers.
more humble than I would be if I was in Riverdance. Let me tell you that. So yeah, how does it feel to kind of know that like people look up to you guys in such that way? You guys can kind of help grow up the next generation of river dancers.
Well, it's very kind of surreal because we were both once that young person that looked up to somebody else. So
Yeah.
someone else has paved the path for us to
Yeah.
Wow.
follow. So just think about it like, if you just keep working hard and if you're just passionate about it and stay true to who you are, like it's all going to pay off in the end.
Oh, amazing, beautiful. Thank you guys so much for coming.
you
I
for
could
having
I
us.
could talk to you guys for hours. This is so much fun.
Let's stay here.
Yeah, okay, great. You guys don't have a show tonight. It's fine. You guys, if you're in New York City or if you're in the surrounding area, please get your butts to Radio City Music Hall to come see these guys. 1 week only. The actual Riverdance for the 25th anniversary tour, right?
Yeah.
Of Riverdance. You guys do not want to miss this. Go check them out. I promise you won't regret it. Thank you guys so much for coming.
Thank you.
Lindsay, could you take us out?
I'd be thrilled. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. We are live at 5 every single weekday right here on Facebook, and you can listen to us wherever you get those podcasts by hitting that subscribe button. We are #live at 5. Tune in tomorrow when we talk to Kevin Solak from West Side Story.